Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO, and of course, we are very lucky to have a special guest on the show right now. Anthony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jello. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to thank you for your time. I know you're very busy, so we really appreciate you being here on the show. So we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So help us out here, Anthony. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Let's start off with what is your role in the business?
Sure. I'm Anthony Pace. I'm a real estate agent. Basically, we have a two-team partnership. It's myself and my partner, and I'm the broker on the team. And that's kind of really the size of our business, but it's just the two of us at the moment.
Oh, okay. Now, how long have you been in the real estate business, by the way?
About 10 years now.
10
And
years.
we've had the team about seven years or so.
Oh, all right. So a lot of experience. Now, my next question is this your first time working with someone remotely, or did you have experience before you had your cyberbacker?
No, this is the first time working remotely or having someone working remotely for us. Before we had one or two people who were here locally with us.
Okay, so first time working with someone virtually. Can you tell me how's the experience so far working with your own cyberbacker?
Yeah, it's been great. She came on sort of in the middle of the year. We kind of got to the point where we realized we needed more help, and really from about September till now, is when she came on, and it's been going really well.
All right. Everything is going really well. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been working with your cyberbacker?
Just a couple of months. Like I said, she started in September
Oh,
of this year, and we're towards the end of December now. The process in which they kind of come on board is pretty lengthy, so that they can kind of be up to speed when they start. So I think we kind of maybe started the process back in July or August.
oh,
Um,
okay.
a colleague here in the office was using cyberbackers, and that's kind of how we found out about it, and decided to move forward and try it.
All right, gotcha. So a few months now with your cyberbacker. I'd like to know what you think about your cyberbacker. What you can tell me about your cyberbacker. I mean, let's say personality wise or things like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's really, I
Mm-hmm.
think, learning. She's maybe a bit younger than me, but she's definitely eager to learn, and she's really helpful. And I know she has a good interaction with when she has to speak to clients or some of our vendors. I think that's gone really well. So, very personable for sure.
All right, that's very good to hear. Now, my next question is something related to the partnership that you've created with your cyberbacker. You've been with her for a while now, for a few months. What makes it a successful partnership, Anthony?
Well, I think the thing that helps is, obviously in the beginning, there's a lot of a learning process about how, we were doing things. We had very limited systems in place, but the systems that we had in place. And I think two things have really helped is that one, she's really helped us, come up with better systems or systems where systems didn't even exist. So kind of develop them to kind of help us in our daily roles. And then also, we've gotten to the point now, several months into it, where she has enough understanding that she can have autonomy to do things without us having to, make a checklist and do this. One of the things we found in the past with people we hired was they'd kind of come in every day and say, well, what do I do? What do I do? And that makes it difficult because, I'm planning my day, and now I got to plan their day every day. Like, whereas, with Rye, our systems are such that, she knows what to do now and can do it without us having to say, here's what you do Monday, here's what you do Tuesday, and we discussed that over the course of the week and where things are going and the communication and everything, but it's not having to be on top and micromanage the whole way. I mean, obviously that takes time to build that up, but eventually when you get there, that's really been the best part of it, is not having to, micromanage day to day, my job, their job, and somebody else.
So right then and there, this already saving you your thinking time, right? Because someone is very proactive in helping out the business. She does what she can to help the business. You don't have to tell her what to do. Is that right?
For sure. I mean, I'm sure I didn't come up with this, but just, brain space, as a, solo business or entrepreneur, however you want to call it, small business, you just start storing stuff up here. Like, I got to do this. I got to do this. After a while, there's only so much you can hold. And then, some people write it on a notebook, keep it in your phone, but you just have that brain space that just occupies like this lingering feeling. I have something to do. I have something to do. And it kind of relieves you of that, to the point where sometimes everything's taken care of and you're like, wait, am I forgetting something? This is kind of going too smoothly.
Not just used to it, but of course, at least you have your Cyberbacker backing you up again and saving you that thinking time and don't have to think about those things. Now,
Correct.
let me ask you, ever since she started working with you in the team, how much time has she saved you?
I mean, I'd say it'd be hard to quantify it. If I said 2 hours, 3 hours a day, something like that. I just, I can't really express it, but it has saved a lot of time. That thinking time we just talked about, a lot. I'd say hours, and just a lot of, in my job, as a realtor, you're in your car a lot, you're with clients a lot, so there's a lot of times where you're just sort of not available and work is still getting done. Things still need to get done. So I'd have to come home after a day and then catch up on all my paperwork, let's say. And, that's hours into the night that now I don't have to do. It's really been great. That to me, the time savings alone is just, monumental.
Of course, of course. Now, something that we can really take back, the time. Imagine we only have 24 hours in a day, right? And why not spend it on the money-making tasks, the tasks that would produce you or make you the most money? Let our Cyberbacker do the other stuff, right?
For sure. And, there's that old expression, the only thing you can't buy is time. I got to disagree, because by having a Cyberbacker, it's allowed us more time, to kind of get back that time that I was spending on, things that had to get done, but weren't necessarily growing the business, and so that's kind of been a big plus.
Of course, of course. So you can focus on your 20%, right? The money-making
Correct.
tasks, the revenue-producing tasks. Now,
Exactly.
let me ask you, what are these things and these tasks that your Cyberbacker is currently doing for the business that really saves you a lot of time every day?
I mean, so in our business, honestly, dealing with the transaction coordination and communicating with our vendors, our, our, outside partners and the other agents that we have to deal with, as well as the clients, just that, again, I would be somewhere, maybe showing a house to a client, and then there's another agent who's like, hey, I need this paperwork, or I need this contract, or can you send me this form, or where's, some sort of notification. And, again, that's it's not going to get done for a couple hours till I finish in this appointment. And then B, I got to go and do it and find it and dig for it and all of that. And it just has relieved, the transaction coordination part, that was huge. The other part is, she's done a lot more with our social media than we ever did. I mean, again, as realtors, and look, I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they get bogged down in the business and they don't think about growing the business. So they're here looking at the business instead of looking, out here at the future. So doing our, kind of keeping up with our social media. I know everybody, social media, social media, social media. that's a job in itself. I mean, clearly there are companies that just do social media stuff. So asking, someone who's doing the real estate, then you're doing the, transactional work, then you're doing the social media, something's going to get missed. So she's really helped to do that. And quite frankly, as I mentioned, she's a little bit younger than me and has a better handle on some of this stuff than I do anyway. So that's been a big help. And I had people notice. So I have a good friend of mine, and within a couple of weeks of her doing it, we were on the phone and he just said to me like, "Hey, what's going on with your, it was, I think, our Instagram." He's like, "What's going on with your Instagram?" I was like, "I don't know. I haven't looked at it too much." I was like, "Is it bad?" He's like, "No, it's good." He's like, "I noticed something changed." I said, "Well, we hired somebody and they've been handling it." He's like, "Yeah, I noticed a difference. Like, you're actually doing something in there space." People have these things. They have a Facebook, they have an Instagram, they have a TikTok, whatever it is. But then they don't use it, or they don't, get a message out consistently. And that really just doesn't do anything for you. So yeah, it's really helped a lot.
Of course, imagine thinking about social media. As I was saying earlier, social media is something that's very, very big. That a lot of business can come from just your social media. Imagine, right? But now you have someone who can help you there, who manages it for you. Imagine how big how it can grow your business. Of course, right? Social media.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, especially obviously now, certainly in my business and anything, most people start whatever they're looking for online.
Yes.
You're looking for a house. People are going online first. That's the first place they're going. So yeah, maybe the billboard on the highway still works, but I guarantee you having a better social media presence is going to be more effective these days.
Because there
So yeah, it's really helped.
Because there's a high chance that you would always have your phone wherever you are, right? On social media, things on the internet, things like that, right?
Correct. And again, a lot of, that's going to be where a lot of younger, demographic are going to start, and I mean, someone would laugh at you if you said, "Hey, I'm going to put an ad out in the paper." I mean, that's just not the way it is anymore. And so if you're not in the space where people are looking, you're not going to get found.
Yes, definitely. Now, my next question is a bit tough, Anthony, okay? What
All
have
right.
been some of the challenges, or let's
The
say
answer is B.
opportunities? Did you have any challenges working with your cyberback?
I think probably the biggest challenge in the beginning was, honestly, us as a company, we didn't really come to it with many systems. My partner and I were both very experienced, and so we kind of just made it through on our experience and talent, as opposed to having systems in place that we could say, "Hey, this is how we do things." So we had to kind of develop them along with our cyberbacker to kind of have a system. And, along the way, we realized there's things that we did intuitively that are hard to share with someone else. It's like, how do you know to do that? Well, I don't know. I've just been doing it this way for 8, 9 years. So that's how it works. So, and that's not really a system, you know, that's not a business. That's sort of just, a habit or something. So growing those, and we've had a couple of, different things, or where like, no, I do it this way. So kind of converting and coming up with a systemized approach to things uh, has probably been the most challenging. And trying to, it's kind of like that fire hose expression. Like, we just have years and years of experience and years of doing things. And here you have this person who is maybe not familiar with real estate, has only been with us for 3, 4 months. And it's like just so much to absorb, or, in these situations and so forth. So, working through those, but I think that's just an overtime thing that just will come. And again, learning what it is, and then, okay, what is a systematic way for us to go about, doing these steps. So that's probably been the hardest thing is, and you have two, and probably the other part for us and it works. But, like I said, it's a partner. It's myself and my partner. We kind of have different ways we handle things. So you have the person you have our cyberbacker in the middle who's like, well, Anthony does it this way. His partner does it this way. And I got to try and blend the two and come up with a system that works for both of them. So, just some different things, the way we do things. But, overall, I think that kind of thing works out over time. And eventually you do develop something that works for both of you.
I agree with you there. Again, it's just something that you have to go through because this is a new partnership with your cyberbacker, and you just have to get used to working with your CyberCEOs. If I was your cyberbacker, of course, different styles, different ways of how to speak, things like that. Very simple things. But again, you just have to get used to them, and you would get that through the time that you've been working with them, right?
Correct. Yeah. And again, I think you kind of develop that over time. I mean, one of the things I like is that the cyberbacker is constantly getting trained beyond us, so they have different trainings that they go through. And I also like the fact that, at least with my company, and, there's cyberbackers who are in the field that they can say, hey, Anthony has questions, or this is the way they do it. How does the person that you're working for do it? How does your company handle it? So I think that's really helpful because there's like resources beyond us because, I don't know that role. I mean, I did it for myself, but I don't really know that job description. So they have other people that they can go to kind of get that information. So that's been really helpful too.
So just to let you know, one of our core values here in Cyberbacker is relationship. So whenever a cyberbacker is in need of help, of course, we have a ton of other cyberbackers that are more than willing to help them out as well for everyone's success. Now, by the way, we've been talking about your cyberbacker for a while now. Would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show before we end?
Oh yeah, it's 𝗙cie, and she's been doing a great job for us. Absolutely.
Perfect. Now, Anthony, we are very excited to see where this partnership between you and your cyberbacker would be in the next few months and, of course, the years to come. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Absolutely, 𝗙𝗪. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.